to the semifinals, they lost 3-0 to KOO, and a lot of them went, we took it for granted. We made semifinals, and that was our goal, but our real goal, we should have reached further. We should have actually embodied it, because it's like...
At that point, you can win the thing.
Yeah, I could have made more plays to actually win and get us to those finals and be in the finals. So a lot of those players walked away with, you know what, I want to be back there. I want to have that chance again and go even further. So when they pick up a bunch of rookies, your rookies have to be as motivated as those team members, and they can't sit there and be like, I'm just happy I have a job. I'm happy I'm in the LCS. So you need rookies who are very driven at that point.
Absolutely true. And you're seeing an example of that with the Immortals lineup where they're crushing it and everyone's got the right goals in mind. But enough about LCS teams. We are in the Challenger Series where we hope to get these teams into the LCS, and we'll see if this can happen right now. Picks and bans coming through. Zilean, Poppy, Kalista all off the table. Kog'Maw, not a surprise to get rid of it. Also the Nidalee. It just seems like a pretty consistent red side ban as well. Also no Lulu for Seraph, who's been so good at that champion. And now TDK taking their time with their first pick here. We are playing, of course, on 6.3. 6.4 is actually not live for anyone, pretty much not in Australia right now. I think it's patching in Europe, like roughly right now. It's about the right time for that to be happening. Off topic either way. Gragas does come through as the early pick here, so Gragas getting a lot of love since the buffs.
Yeah, I think Gragas is a very good jungle pickup. Disengage, can engage fights as well. Early game pressure, your body slam flash will pretty much guarantee a kill or a return flash of a laner. So it's incredibly powerful. And picking that up for Crumbs, it's a champion that he played pretty much all last year and the year before, so he's definitely got experience on this champion.
Do you know if you're able to guarantee a point-blank Q after a body slam? Is the cast animation too long?
So what you get is you get one ability.
Yeah.
So you can use the Q or you can use the R. If you get greedy, then you use both at the same time.
And they can flash the ulti.
Exactly. They flash the ulti. So you can only get one.
Yeah. So that means you can chain body slam flash into a guaranteed 2 seconds slow, because now an instant cast Q is 2 full seconds, so it's a lot of punishment you can bring out in the gank from what's almost Fog of War. Gragas picked up, will be strong, will look pretty good for him. Meanwhile, one of the scariest bottom lanes, it's so hard to deal with Lucian Braum. They can trade on you really easily, and you cannot trade back on a Lucian because of that shield. You actually can't 2-on-2 this lane with any conventional comp.
Yeah, I definitely think that Braum has gained stock since Alistar nerf, so now the damage that you deal and the all-ins that you have are not recovered as much.
True.
And that Alistar has seen some nerfs over time with his headbutt and so on. But now Lucian synergizes really well with Kog'Maw and really well with Lucian, so we see him picked up all the time now.
Yeah, Braum alongside either an aggressive AD carry to get the stuns off, or a one you got to keep alive with the shield. Yeah, with that Kog. So that's the things you're mentioning here. Meanwhile, a quick Quinn pickup here. Interesting for Team Dragon Knights alongside Lissandra. So showing their solo lanes early, you expect.
Well, this is double flex here, because Lissandra can go top and mid, but we've seen a decent amount of Quinn mid now. It was played over in LCK. We saw it in Europe. I believe Nukeduck was the one who played it in mid. So Quinn is a flex pick on top of that. So you're not giving away as much as your opponent might think.
Yeah. Well, here comes the Malphite pickup. So I do not want to see Quinn in the top lane at all. So Quinn goes mid. I don't think you're going to jungle with a Gragas, but hey, man, Quinn AD carry, right? The perennial flex pick. Quinn can play 4 lanes. Quinn is the new Kayle. No, wait, no, Kale's still Kayle. But
yeah, the Kale's still.
But Kayle can play 5 lanes, 5 roles. Quinn can play 4. Malphite coming up here. Elise for contract. You said he did well on it last time. He's got the champion again. And with Gragas being first pick, that meant Elise could be picked whenever he wanted it. That gets grabbed here. Team Dragon Knights hovering. I don't think this comp can work. There's no supports here. Unless we go support list. So one's got to change, but they're keeping the Rammus, which is definitely a top laner. Lissandra would have to go mid, which means that Quinn would go AD carry, and that's actually the comp. So Quinn AD carry it is. Liss mid, Rammus top against Malphite, which seems like a good Rammus matchup, actually. And Bard support, so a lot of engage tools, a lot of roaming.
Yeah, a ton of roaming potential here. The Quinn's going to move around very quickly, as well as the Rammus. So this and the Bard, I mean, Bard Tunnel, this is just a team that wants to be very mobile around the map.
Yeah.
And this is scary because you were talking about imperfect information. This team makes it so that the information you have, you really have to hope that it's good information, because they will run across the map so quickly and you have to judge that in your head. It's difficult. It's very difficult.
It's like trying to give real-time information to astronauts on the moon. It takes a long time for the comms to show up there, and so you're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, Quinn's out of bot lane. Like, she just left now. Literally has already killed the mid laner. I've had that happen to me. It never feels great, but yeah, really fast-moving team.
But I always suspect when I play a lot of Quinn, but when I see a Quinn leave into Fog, I'm always like, okay, I have this long. And it's always about 2-3 seconds shorter than I think. It's so quick.
You're always off. Meanwhile, last few picks come out through for Ember, and look at that, knowing that Lissandra's mid, Cassiopeia comes out here for Golden Glue. I have not seen a lot of her in the recent past. There's been a few pro games this year, but Cassiopeia coming out here, that is interesting. Golden Glue wanting that one. That's going to be a fun one to watch for. Is going for the cleanse, which makes sense against Lissandra.
Yeah. I love cleanse against Lissandra. Of course, that means you have to use 2 rotations of your ultimate, use 1 to get the cleanse out, and then call for the gank the next time it's up, because it's much shorter than the cleanse cooldown.
Yeah.
That's how you actually exploit that lane, because it's very low mobility on that Cassiopeia. Overall,
it is interesting that he picked like a low mobility champion against the like go hard all the time team.
Yeah, but playing Quinn into Cassiopeia, as soon as you see the vault animation, you ulti as Cassio, because it's guaranteed
That's
to
funny.
stun.
All right, well, we'll see how this one's going to go, guys. You guys are always, of course, part of the show. Tweet at Lovely Sports, hashtag TDKWin, hashtag MBRWin. Let us know who it's going to be, because this is definitely an important match. TDK can lock in a playoff spot with a win. Ember must do well if they want first seed, which honestly I think would be great to have, and we'll see if they can do it here as we get into the game.
And looking at the compositions here, the pivot from TDK to put the Lissandra mid and the Quinn bottom lane after the Malphite came out. His composition's damage is very bursty. It's very quick, it comes out very fast, and then you look over at Embers, and that's a composition that has a little bit of burst, but then the Cassiopeia has so much sustained damage. And that's going to stop Seraph from building full armor, and I think that was a good pickup there just for that fact.
I totally agree, and I'm also curious to see which type of build OQ goes for. If he does the standard sort of top lane Quinn build where you're just stacking raw attack damage and armor pen, they don't quite get the...
No, Ty didn't help.
Unfortunate there for TDK. Could have flashed for it. But I do... there's 2 things I want to point out. So one, first of all, is... so OQ could go for a crit build instead, and then he could actually get through a Malphite. Otherwise, the sustained physical damage is abysmal for TDK, and you can no longer kill a Malphite. The other is, did you know the Bandit Mastery gives you gold for despawning Spiderlings?
Yeah, I did, actually. I found that out the other day because I did a Did You Know about Zerat Portal, where Bandit gives you 1 gold for every Zerat Portal minion that dies.
That you don't kill, specifically.
That you don't kill, as long as you don't kill it. And then, yeah, at least shifting forms actually gives you like 4 gold.
It kills the spiders, yeah.
Free gold, free money.
There you know. Also, did you know that if you have the Bandit Mastery and someone uses Relic Shield, you still get the bonus, the 1 gold?
Yeah, I
get the shared gold as well as the one from it not being you who killed it, even though it does account, it does increase your CS on the scoreboard. So, like, you can see it working the other way. We are into this match, though, and it is matched mirrored lanes here. Duo lanes both start Cromp/Grug, and meanwhile, the top laners did, in fact, leech for their junglers. It's interesting because in solo queue, every jungler I see always starts with their duo lane.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's actually correct. Like, I understand if you need blue buff, like you're playing jungle Karthus, and you want to start Krugs, or like Gromp on bot side, I get it.
Yeah. The difference is mostly that this bot lane ends up getting an advantage if they did it over the other bottom lane. So if you do it and they don't, then it's just a huge disparity. So definitely starting on that top side is helpful.
I also find it's interesting that Bishu has actually learned Bard now. Bard definitely one of the hardest supports to learn. And Bishu is a converted mid laner. He's a Nidalee main. And he's played a bunch of Alistair, a couple of Braum games, and a Janna game. And like, those are supports that I play, right? I'm not a great support. Those are the ones that I've learned so far. That and Brand. But to actually pick up Bard and then bring it in a, honestly, very important match where you're actually fighting for your tournament lives in some ways.
True.
I mean, props to him on learning it, and then we'll see how good it actually is. 1 health. Oh, he didn't get the AoE either. Tried to optimize.
So
didn't
close.
quite get it.
So close.
Contract's clearing out his bottom jungle. Actually is clearing much faster than Crumbs is right now, so you got to feel pretty good if you're the Elise.
Yeah, this is a very brawly bottom lane. So Crumbs showing up here. Oh, Contracts might also come down this lane as well. Just has some scuttle time. Stunt a little too far forward.
Yeah, nice stun on there. Ooh, Stunt does get hit up, and he's going to get hit with a slow as well. They won't follow through for any more damage. OQ did not want to get traded on by Laud.
Holds on to his flash. Here comes Contracts.
Ooh, good flash by Crumbs.
I think he was okay with just the body slam.
He might have been, but I think it was just him being really risk averse. And
yeah.
He could have gotten chain stun via Braum Q, and you don't want to risk giving that kill away. I think it's defensible, but I think you're right. He might have dodged it.
Yeah. This top lane is interesting. Rammus CSing under turret. Always a little bit difficult for him.
Yeah.
You do pop the defensive ball curl, and then you have that extra attack damage for finishing these minions off. But I think this is just going to become a Zerat portal lane for Rammus. You get a Zerat portal, you put it down on the left side of your turret, so it just keeps funneling and pushing this wave forward.
Right.
And then you Q and you just keep running mid.
Yep.
Just keep going to other lanes.
Yeah, I mean, both are very good gankers. Now, Rammus can do it pre-6 because just Powerball into taunt's not bad. But yeah, Malphite at 6 just walks up to mid, flash ults from Brush, and the mid laner probably dies when that happens. So I definitely want to see how much these two solo laners up here can affect their various lanes. I did say earlier that I thought Seraph would win the matchup, but right now Solo is definitely ahead right here. Pushing Rammus down.
It's interesting to see Seraph on a defensive top laner when he's been playing things like Quinn, Gnar, Graves, Lissandra, Fiora. This is the first time we've seen him on something that's not an offensive top laner.
But look at this, Contracts coming around the backside, the push on in. Bishu, oh, the flash doesn't land properly.
Oh.
Still gets hit by the Q, into the cocoon, into all the damage, into the first blood there for the Lucian,
Seraph?
played by Lot. TP coming in really late, but Seraph just gets caught out for this one. He just gets in by himself, just dies. TPs to give another kill to Lot. 2-0 Ember.
Ooh, and that could have been even just salvaged by Ty showing up because he has TP on top of it. So you have another body there that can't be answered in Golden Glue. He's staying in that mid lane. So this just ended up
not
being,
showing at all is weird.
Yeah, ended up being a problem there. Ty actually did get the flash out of Golden Glue though, so there was definitely an exchange in the mid lane that caused Golden Glue to flash.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't flash away because you're right there on top of your opponents, and it's not like you can expect Elise to beat bot lane at all times.
Yeah.
So I think it's defensible by Ty.
Oh yeah.
But it's just unfortunate timing.
Exactly. But it's just something where, okay, what happened is I think Crumbs came across that mid lane right as that was happening. So Crumbs went down bot through mid, and he was having a gank happen in the mid lane simultaneously. That's how they got that flash, but then Contracts right there, the repel to stop himself from getting finished off.
That's just a bad TP by Seraph, though.
Yeah.
Like, even if he TP'd first, that's a 3-on-3, which is, okay, it's a 3-on-3, congratulations. But he knows Crumbs and Ty are busy in the mid lane. And he knows the AD carry is already dead, or his support's already dead. He TP'd into a 2v3.
Yeah, Bishu got just blown up there. Caught out, Contracts with the good cocoon, given the information that the flash is down, so this lane is shoving out. Swifties first for OQ. First item on Quinn. No extra attack damage aside from the longsword. Not really going into the armor penetration early. Little surprising here.
Everything that builds out of longsword, you can buy the next piece with 800 gold.
Yeah.
Or is it actually, it's 900 now, isn't it? Because we increased the cost of everything. So yeah, 900 gold, like, even gives him pickaxe there. So OQ opting in really heavily to the movement speed over anything else. That will help him dodge Braum Qs and whatnot. It's not like Quinn has a lot of escape tools in conventional settings. So we'll see if OQ can stay safe here, just trying to farm under turret.
Yeah, now he's kind of relegated to farming because
No,
Lod's damage is way higher.
Yeah, Lod got BF sword, longsword, so he's just huge right now. Gonna be difficult to deal with. Crumbs looking for the repeat gank on mid. Keep in mind there is no flash from Golden Glue.
Yep. Contract.
Ty can just E into ult. Like, they can just, like, literally go right now. Ty presses E on Golden Glue, presses W, burns cleanse, presses ult. Here's the attempt. Ulti comes in.
Yep,
there's the first cleanse, but now he can get another root on. No, Ty taking a lot of damage. He's trying to kite back, has to flash away from Golden Glue. Mismanaging cooldowns a little bit means that Crumbs is now left alone and has to walk away. Body slam in on the Contracts. A little bit of damage done. That just feels mismanaged, though. TDK should have gotten that kill. I have to believe it.
It's just Golden Glue had so much damage to turn back onto Ty. Solo, though, looking possibly for an ulti here.
Onto the turret. He could get Ty. Pops it. Oh, Contracts! That's a greedy flash cocoon. You already saw the claw get cast. Unfortunate there, could not pick up the kill, and TDK will be able to survive under turret.
Yeah, a little bit juked there. The claw was already out, and Ty made a feint towards Contracts once more.
You always walk forward when you cast the claw backwards. It's just coolly looking.
Yeah. Well, it also puts you in a completely different direction from where your claw is, so if somebody goes to your claw, you're furthest away from where it was.
Yep.
So I like that play.
Ty with the easy wave clear.
Yeah.
Still, though, down significantly, 45 to 69 in minutes. Keep in mind, Ty got 2 ganks already in this lane.
Ty's been receiving bulk of the attention here. A lot with the culling just for the poke. And a lot of these lanes from TDK actually don't seem very dominant at all. We're seeing a Quinn and a Bard. We're seeing movement speed here. We're seeing a Null Magic Mantle for the Lissandra. And then in the top lane, Seraph, of course, just doing the Rammus thing right now. But
yep.
So you have this bottom half of your map that looks like it might get outscaled by your opponent. And, and you're building defensively, and you're not really building power spiky items at the moment.
Yeah, this is looking rough for TDK early on. The gold lead only 2,000, which is actually pretty moderate for a 9-minute game so far. But yeah, compositionally, I mean, I thought it was really cute. They moved the Quinn around. They tried to bait the Malphite so they could get the counter pick with the Rammus, and maybe this will show up later on. I mean, I don't really know the Rammus-Malphite late game matchup. So maybe Seraph starts ballooning ahead, and that could really be a thing. So I'll reserve some judgment here, but right now it is not looking good for TDK.
Yeah, as long as Seraph can begin to roam and actually leave this lane with power balls and show up maybe mid lane, get some deeper wards.
Trying now. Already a couple of pings from the red side. They said, hey, he pushed my lane, he walked down towards Tribrush. Guys, be careful.
Yeah, and you can see that Solo is just continuing to push out top lane. Comes the power ball.
All he got was a deep ward. He got a pink ward over the red buff and then a deep ward over by Raptors. So that will be really nice to help track contracts.
Yeah, they found contracts though, and now Solo fighting Seraph in the river, stopping him from getting to the turret. Make sure he can't pick up some of that CS, so denying CS in the smallest of ways, and now we see Ember with CS leads across the board. This bot lane is the only one that's holding up.
I want there to be another fight in the bot lane soon. I have a really good joke ready.
That's how you judge wanting a fight. I was like, Riv wants fights because he's a play-by-play and the game gets boring.
I mean, I want fights.
You want fights so you can make a joke.
It's actually pretty good. So I'm ready when it happens.
So now I want a fight to happen so I can hear it. So mission accomplished, freak.
Okay, interesting. So OQ is in fact going for Youmuu's Ghostblade first item here, but really wanted the Swifty. So he could have gotten multiple longswords in the build if he hadn't gotten that, but he was able to just trade equally in farm despite not buying more attack damage. So good mechanics by OQ. Seraph taking some damage from Solo, and once the ball curl ends, Solo can get some decent damage through. Doesn't land the E though, not much going to happen there. Just to keep you updated on builds, Seraph does have maxed ball curl, 2 points in taunt, and the Malphite has maxed, actually, well, he's left E at, or sorry, the Q at 1 point, which is a seismic shard, the long range shot. Malphite has actually maxed ground slam first, and then he's actually gotten a couple points in the auto attack buff, is W. So E over W for Malphite, W over E for Rammus. They're somewhat newer champions to competitive play, so I wanted to toss some updates in.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, Malphite's also his skill max tends to depend on the matchup. Much like Jax, you max Q against ranged champions.
Exactly, like a Vladimir or something like that.
Yeah.
Make sure that you can keep jumping on him and stick to him.
Yep. It's important to have that happen. Meanwhile, normal things going down here. Essence Reaver already done for Loud. It's actually not that huge of a power spike. No. You're spending 400 gold on just the mana restore. From the combine, you have the same attack damage, same crit, and same flare reduction. So Lod will need another item for this to really start spiking up for him. Contracts are looking to lane gank down here. There are no wards.
Both TPs are up. Nice. Ty doesn't have his, though.
That is worth watching for then. Ty's getting that in about 30 seconds, though.
Oh, contract?
Ooh, Quinn W using didn't spot contracts.
Actually, I'm not sure.
He didn't get the debuff over his head. I don't think they saw
him.
Yeah,
he didn't get the debuff, but I think
he might have walked too far forward. It does both.
So it might have revealed the area, and then he walked into it.
That's actually totally possible. Right now, TDK playing right now appropriately. No gank coming in for contracts. Look at that. Now we have Crumbs right up there in the Tribrush looking for a counter gank. Maybe they did see Elise after all.
Crumbs definitely got spotted. You see that he actually has his...
He walked through a ward.
Raptor buff popped.
And nothing happening here. Stunt still staying in this brush.
9 seconds on the W here from OQ. I assume he's going to pop it as soon as it's up and figure it out.
Stunt crushes the hot chocolate under his foot. That got some nicely played by OQ. Spots contracts, and that is, I mean, I'll just look at the cooldown because that's a long
It's like 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's quite a while. With the CDR, it's 45. So that was literally 45 seconds plus that contract sat there in that lane and did absolutely nothing but absorb XP from his teammates. Crumbs, nice play, took the entire Wolf camp and smited it, so now Contract is still spotted running around the map. Well played by Crumbs, well played by OQ, well played by TDK. A nice small advantage there.
And you can see...
Oh, he's going back in.
Yeah.
He wasn't spotted by... Well, he was spotted doing the Rift Scuttle, but they know Elise went topside jungle. This is a 3v2. And with double teleport.
Yep, double teleport. They can make their ways down here. Crumbs, of course, doesn't actually... I don't believe he has any wards left on him because he used them all in the jungle. So these TPs, you can't really just jump in there yet. There is one inside of that bush, though, that pink ward.
After the Grump, will they TP in? Look how far away Lissandra is. Lissandra can TP without getting touched. There's the cast right there. This is going to be a 4v2.
Oh!
The turret's turned off. Lod knocked into the wall. Tries to juke away. Gets a couple auto attacks down, but they're just going to blow him up right away. Stunt left over. Easy kill. Bishu tanked the turret. Walked away. Nicely played, TDK. Great setup.
And TDK end up with 2 kills, evening up that score. But of course, there's still a 1,500 gold lead here, just based off of CS across the board that's been picked up by Ember. So Ember doing a great job just in the skill matchup in the lanes. And TDK, good cross-map play there. But this is what you need to be able to accomplish with your double TPs, especially against a Cassiopeia. And when you leave, you give her a little bit of a free lane, which is one of the worst things to give her.
Absolutely the case. Now, Contract still the blue buff away, and of course, Seraph never lets Malphite TP. He was not allowed to show up.
This was a really sick thing. Stunt actually got out of the Bard ultimate, and then Bishu sits there and tanks the rest of it, and it's pretty much just a very clean up from that point.
As much as it would have sucked, I think actually tanking the Bard ulti for all of them would have been slightly better.
Yes, it would have.
When the turret's off, you know they're going to kill you.
Yep.
Really, really minor point to pick. They probably still would have gotten 2-0'd. Again, I want to compliment Seraph for making sure he was on top of Solo the whole time. They could guarantee land a taunt or a Powerball to block teleport. And there's nothing Ember could have done other than sort of realizing that these plays were available and doing a better job of tracking Crumbs, but Crumbs made the dive happen. OQ back in bird form. Looks for a trade a lot. Pops the Youmuu's.
Yeah, I think Youmuu's just gives you a gigantic spike in gold efficiency, and Quinn can actually kill an AD carry in a combo and a half.
Yeah, Lod done a half HP. Didn't even land the auto attack off of that blinding assault there,
yeah.
So you can see how scary it can be.
Yeah, you just walk up, since you have superior range to Lucian as Quinn by about 50, you walk up, you get your first Harrier, you E, auto attack with another Harrier, throw out the blinding assault while they're slowed, and then you get that last Harrier, and then it takes like 1 auto, and since Harrier gives you movement speed, it's very easy to actually pick up the follow and chase.
Crumbs can't land the Q just yet. Contract's getting plenty of damage down. Won't quite knock down the Spiderlings. Walks away with this one. Crumbs sees there weren't any wards. Contracts found him after all. OQ actually rushed.
Contract's walking back in.
This could be dangerous in the bot lane as well. OQ dodging away from the Winter's Bite.
Oh,
now,
Bishu's coming.
In comes the trade back and forth. A lot of damage coming through. And yes, here comes Bishu. Great knockback. Contracts repels up, runs to the north, flashes the wall, gets stuck inside the Baron pit. They shouldn't miss this one. And in fact, it's Crumbs who gets the kill. But there comes the culling. Does basically nothing.
That was so fast. Bishu, it looked like he had prepped the ultimate just in case. That was sick. That was so quick. It looked like he had started the cast time before the flash even went off, just barely. And if it was within fractions of a second.
Beautiful play there by Bishu. Looks like his Bard is doing solid. Got first blooded, but now 0-1-3. He's been a key part of a lot of these kills here.
I think I know why he did it. Because if Elise repelled, can't repel to the dragon though. I don't know if he knew that or not, but
okay.
But if he repelled,
he
can't get to the dragon.
That's a cute choice. That's a good call.
Good heads-up play there.
The more you know. Yeah, Crumbs goes right back.
Yeah, Crumbs saw that coming.
Yeah, that was warded, right?
Yep. Yeah, he hasn't actually used repel yet. There he goes. There he goes. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he repels in Bishu's face.
Yeah, look at that. It had already started.
Yeah, he saw him walk forward. He's like, nah, I'm gonna ult this.
Yeah.
And then barrel times well.
Woo.
That wasn't even envisioned, I don't think. No one could see that. So that was just timing the Bard ulti.
So I guess he didn't do it like that. But if he did have repel, you wouldn't be able to do that.
But it guarantees the barrel can land after.
Exactly.
Right? So like a lot of really smart things right there. Props him to use the ulti. That was the right choice. Absolutely 100% of the time.
So good.
Props by Bishu. And again, Crumbs timed the barrel really well. So
yeah.
A lot of good things from all those guys on TDK. 3-2 kill lead for this squad. They've gotten this game back close again. Lead now only 1,200. Not quite as bad here. Ember did manage to walk up and take Dragon #1 for them. So props this team. But yeah, Seraph, able to start just
top lane life.
Just proxying minion waves.
Yeah.
Solo doing the same thing, of course.
And with the current state of Sunfire Cape, when you end up getting that item, you do even more damage to minions, so proxying just becomes so much faster for these two champions. And then Seraph, you can see he's already on his way to that Zerat portal, if that's what those two items are going to be turning into.
That or GA.
Yeah.
They don't do anything else.
Same stats.
You don't get revived, you do get little Voidlings.
Yep. Also,
I gotta not call them Voidlings, that's what Malzahar cast.
Void Spawns.
Void Spawn, thank you.
That's what they're called.
I was aware of that, I just keep getting it wrong, because I said Voidling for so long.
Voidling is just catchier.
It is. Well, that's why we named it that. Good job, Malzahar designers, 4 years ago.
And then Zerat portal designers were like, all the good names are taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it?
All the good names. Nothing left.
Riv wants to call them the Zerat Zots.
Okay.
It's like, oh, there go the Zots.
I get you. I get you. Contracts.
Maybe it'll catch on. Who knows?
Crushing the mug of hot chocolate. Marshmallow and all.
Ooh.
It's just gone. By the way, that pun hasn't, the situation hasn't happened yet, so I can't make the joke.
Yep.
But I'm ready.
You're still ready, huh?
Every time I'm waiting.
All right. Banner of Command top lane for Solo. That's what his Aegis of Legion turned into. And Seraph purchased his Rot Portal.
Oh.
Q.
And he's going to E if he does it.
There'll be a Q in there eventually.
Caster Synergy. We got that one. I was ready for it, too. I was hoping you were going to say it. Oh. A little bit of damage done. Yeah, good. Stunned a lot as well. I mean, this bot lane just trading equal in farm. All these laning phases actually turning a bit more passive, and you're seeing that those small advantages that happened earlier, right? Golden Blue is crushing Tai. Minus 20 at 19 minutes. Who even cares anymore?
Yeah. That lane, and you can even see he went for what's going to end up being.
So Banner first, by the way, for Solo.
Yeah, you got Banner, and it's better against Rot Portal. It takes you a long time to get this down, but the Rot Portal will eventually overtake it.
Oh, he didn't get the kill. It is worth... Oh, hold on. But again, the turret gets shut off. There's the flash. The knockback only hits Lot into the wall, but there's still Lissandra coming in. Stunt flashes, jumps to his teammate, gets away.
There's a flash W there to get out, and I liked how Crumbs was actually approaching that. Abandon! Happy feet.
2 flashes for a flash and a TP is the overall trade there, and of course some time lost.
But I like how Crumbs was positioning on that because he was putting himself to the side of Stunt, so Stunt couldn't put up the Unbreakable and actually block his ultimate explosive cast. Because Braum ultimate will absorb that and stop it short.
Well played, good stuff.
Oh, Seraph?
Good play, Contracts can repel. No Spiderlings, they're behind actually, so they weren't blocking anything, they're still hitting minions, so they betrayed him, they didn't help block Powerball. It's fine though. Grub's still safe, grabbing red buff.
Yeah, Seraph just gets to leave top now. That's Rot Portal that he put between the turret and the left side of it is just going to do work. That lane is going to constantly shove over and over and over again.
Ooh, OQ! Holy crap, he took so much damage!
Oh, if he gets that other chocolate.
Looking forward, look for the play, look at that, around the horn. This could be a lot of damage here. Stunt does not have flash, nor does Laud. Crumbs walks up, lands body slam, Stunt's dead. Laud's gonna be next up, and down they go, a double kill for OQ. Beautiful stuff. And of course, the team, dressed for winter, did not get cold.
That's what I waited. That's what I waited for the gank for?
I mean, look, I had to force it in because it started getting later and later in the game. But it's Arctic Assault Quinn and frickin' Snowdown Bard. They're dressed for winter. They did not get cold. They survived Lucian's ultimate. I'm not saying it's the best pun of all time. I just thought of it and wanted to let you know. I'm sharing with you, Aiden.
Thank you for sharing.
How friendship.
Okay, you know what? I shouldn't be like, oh, I'm ungrateful. I'm not gonna look a gift freak in the mouth. So, thank you for your pun. You've blessed us all.
I'm happy you appreciate it.
So, Rot Portal at the top lane ends up going down. Solo takes the turret. And he also ends up killing that structure. OQ though, he basically does a U-turn here, buying time. Ultimate from Stunt is down. And that gives Crumbs
just enough there,
as well as Bishu. And this is what this composition is built to do. It's built to traverse very quickly and then create numbers advantages across the map. So you're going to have that Rammus leave lane with his Rot Portal pushing.
Yep.
You're going to have Bishu using his magical journey to get good angles and chase. And then, of course, OQ, he's just going to turn into a bird behind enemy lines and rush in there.
And it's good for Tai as well because even if he is losing the laning, he's brought teleport.
No!
Oh,
he just put it down! Those void spawns have a home!
Not anymore.
Donate today and save a void spawn home.
Little anthills.
Elises are destroying void spawn kills every day for their paper.
Jeez. Jeez.
Have a heart.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, Seraph trying to defend the turret. He's going to get stunned, but he's still tanky.
You can't hit him under turret when he has
Laud took more damage than Seraph did.
Defensive ball curl has that thorn portion of it, so you attack, you take some damage back, he takes less, and then you take turret shots. You don't win.
It even triggers Corrupting Potion.
Yeah. Top lane, we do see what looks like it's going to be Raptor Cloak into a Rot Portal to answer. Basically, the only counter to a Rot Portal is another Rot Portal.
Or just pushing the lane and knocking the building down, but even that's not that.
And that's what Rot Portal will do?
Yep.
Actually, it'll even.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Dragon number 2 attempted now. Ember still exactly 1,000 gold ahead. Turrets have been traded pretty equally. Top lane Outer was knocked down not long ago by that squad. Ember got that one earlier. And they got Dragon number 2 as well. So taking stock of this game, yes, TDK are roaming around. They're getting kills. And that part of the comp is working. And in fact, they will knock down top Outer as well. So they will trade overall the turret score. But plus in kills equal in turrets, Ember slightly ahead in gold and 2 Dragons to 0. They're farming better.
Yep, farming better. But of course now, despite that kill, those 3 kills, Ember even in gold. Here they come around. Laud too far forward. They know he doesn't have flash because he used it before.
And he doesn't have the ward control either. OE, and down he goes. First kill picked up, another Keem. Whoa! Big knockup by Solo. Trades back onto the marksman. A bunch of red health bars dropping lower and lower. Contracts is dead. Now Solo, very, very tanky, to walk away pretty safely here in this one. Golden Glue coming to shore up the weaknesses. 4v4. Do they have the CC to knock into this one? I don't think they do.
I don't believe so either. Yeah, the fact that they had already used the Malphite ultimate pretty much made it so they can't do anything after that. TDK making that numbers advantage work for him. Ty with the TP getting there way earlier than Golden Glue.
TDK went a 2-for-1, and Ember are ahead in gold. Like, how does that even happen other than the fact that Golden Glue shoved a couple of waves in and then roamed up? Ty's gonna get some of this gold back, of course, but...
OQ was a shutdown.
Ah, good call.
So, barely.
Really good knockup hits Bishu as well.
Yeah. 120 gold on each assist there. So 240 plus the 370 to actually kill OQ. So it evens out there in gold for 2 kills.
If I'm going to nitpick Bishu, though, he should have ulted the teleport from Solo. It's hard to time right because Bardolt has a variable travel time.
True.
And Malphite is immune to CC while ulting, so if he casts it, he's immune anyway. But there was that window. Theoretically, at a perfect player, would have been able to stop Malphite in his tracks and keep the team maybe alive.
And then a perfect Malphite player would have not been stopped in his track.
If you're not in range, I think you're just screwed.
Yeah.
If you can't, like, you can whiff R, I suppose. But, I mean, that's like a pretty tall ask. Like, that's hard to do, but theoretically.
We like to go on gigantic what-if tangents on challenge.
I really love what-if
mechanics.
Because, like, looking at a situation, be like, oh, this is solvable some other way.
Yeah.
Because that's how you improve. You're like, oh, I can do this. Like, imagine, like, who thought of insecting first, right? Like, hey, imagine if I ward hop behind him.
Hey, man.
I can kick him into the team. Holy! And then, like, the world changes, right?
That's some Nathaniel B stuff right there. Ever see that montage?
Yeah.
That guy went to my school. He was so...
Solo, right now in a 1v2, says, hey, guys, not fair. You're not matching my name. Ults over the wall still goes down.
You saw how many crits OQ got there from his IE and Zeal?
40%.
He's doing 220 damage to Malphite because Malphite hasn't been prioritizing armor. He has 2 magic resist items.
Yeah.
And then he also, we'll talk about that in a second. Catch here, and they're wrapping around.
Wrapping around, a little bit of damage into Crumbs, but you know what? Gragas from the Freljord too. Doesn't get cold easily. Walks away. Feeling good about this one. I made that joke first on a Braum, like a year and a half ago.
So you're reusing them?
But they're wearing skins, okay? It's like a new level of...
Contracts.
Oh, Contracts knocked into the team, and the lockdown continues. He's getting a couple of heals, staying alive, pops into the air, and now Seraph burning down slowly. Ty pops the Zhonya's. Move over Crumbs with the body slam flash, and that means Contracts is down. Golden Glue tries to trade to OQ, can't do the damage, and 3 kills picked up if you count the Malphite from before. He does not have teleport. Laud running away, red buff on, he's gonna drop as well. Look at that. TDK 4 kills in a row.
TDK kill 4 members there, and that's big. Now they jump out to one of their first leads of the entire game here, up about 1,600 gold, and getting a little bit of this control back. There's still that banner for Solo, but like I said before, he's so squishy to OQ, and OQ's having a great time against this Malphite. Rapid Fire Cannon completed, and now Contracts. Nice barrel from Crumbs. Crumbs is actually pretty much MVP of this fight. He starts it off with that barrel, then everybody has to retreat. Body slam flash into 3.
That was solid.
Gets the cleanse.
And the double
up stun. Because Golden Glue had to use his cleanse there. The stun lasts a little bit less time, but it's still catching a Cassiopeia, and it's so worth it.
I gotta say, Bishu's bard's been pretty darn good. I gotta compliment him on some good plays.
I mean, he was a mid laner, so mechanics are something that he would supposedly have.
Sure. But just playing Bard in general is sometimes pretty hard to do, but 0, 1, and 10 is pretty damn good Bard score, so I'm impressed. I'm also, for TDK, happy that OQ did in fact go for a crit build. The Youmu's early, I get it, but then right into IE, into Rapid Fire Cannon, definitely correct there. Good on him.
Yeah, just the amount of speed you get when you use Youmu's with your behind enemy lines is insane. You can actually, with Home Guard, immediately get back to a lane in seconds. Like an engage can start you back, and then you're able to just get there so quickly.
Meanwhile, Solo not in a good spot, a couple of slows, has to ult to get away yet again. Has 50 boots, so he's kind of a bit more resistant to those slows coming out from OQ's E, but
so
that's his second ult retreat in a row now.
Yeah, his ult has about 78 seconds left on it, and Dragon's up in 46. So there's going to be this portion where TDK can start up the Dragon as soon as it spawns, kill it, and Solo has no way to ulti that fight and start it off.
And this could be very impressive then. Static Shiv was picked up by Lod there, actually going for a slightly more of a, I will say a defensive option, and that it's more of the wave clear tool.
Ooh, double Thornmail here.
Yeah.
Crumbs and Seraph both picking up Thornmails, and that's actually quite curious because Seraph, when you see somebody get a banner of command, you usually want to answer with your own, but he decided not to. He decided, it's Rot, Thornmail, I want a Spirit Visage, and he didn't even complete his Sunfire yet. So Seraph is going with a build that's meant to shut down Lod, and that seemed to be the game plan so far, is Golden Glue will have time to scale, we'll eventually get MR, but camp bottom lane with our double TPs and stack armor.
Golden Glue just got his death cap now, so he's definitely a very scary Cassiopeia. The Ember have two very solid backliners. Lod is, okay, he's got a couple of deaths and whatnot. He's, you know, behind compared to how much OQ has, but Illusion's still more or less on pace. And it's Golden Glue with a freaking crap ton of farm. Maybe things will go well. Ember, again, still have a good backline. 2,000 gold difference. TDK have done well to earn this mid game.
And I'll give it to Crumbs here. He's only missed out on 2 kills. And what Crumbs has been able to do this game is pick a lane and just keep ganking that lane. We saw him keep ganking mid, and it kept that lane pretty much even. Now we're seeing them even in CS, despite Ty being behind before. But then Crumbs eventually said, time to gank bottom, over and over and over again, and then they were able to create this advantage with his patience.
Absolutely, so here comes the next attempt. Seraph spots them on the side. There's the Crumbs slow down. Here comes the engage. Taunts in contract. The team is stuck together. Ty wants to go in. Bartleby grabs 2. Will they come in after this one? Knockback and gets Golden Glue. That's a big deal, but the counter engage stuns up a couple. But here comes the Wombo right in the front line. A 3-man knockup from Solo. Golden Glue is dead. Ty should trade his life for this one, though, and it will be a 1-for-1 of mid laners. Ty does go down to contracts, but a second kill comes through as it was a knockdown. Solo running away, low on health. Lod only does so much damage against this huge Rammus, and Powerball still coming. So is OQ on the wings of Valor, and he's going to find Stunt with the taunt, with the attack damage, with the kill. A rampage for him. Look at that, 2 deaths on one side, 2 deaths on the other.
Yeah, they focus down Golden Glue because they don't have the resistances yet to deal with him, so they focus him down. Contracts has a little bit of that extra AP damage as well, and so Lod, they're okay with having him hit multiple Thornmails. Lod is a non-factor in a lot of these fights just because of the low amount of damage he's going to be doing to that front line of TDK. So TDK's front line are just all piling onto Golden Glue, and I think this taunt was actually meant for Golden Glue instead of Contracts. Trying to pull him forward. Lands onto Golden Glue. Seraph is now just trying to flank.
Such a good ult.
Nice ulti there. Bishu does get stunned up though. And then the focus here is just get Golden Glue. Kill Golden Glue. Taunt lands on him at the very end. And Lod has been shooting this entire time. And you can see Crumbs and Seraph are pressuring Lod. And it's forcing the peel. And look at the damage that he does to Seraph. It's nothing.
Ult did like maybe 300 damage total. And if he auto-attacked, he just, like, he actually had the chance to auto-attack Seraph and then didn't because of the threat. And then good guy stunned. Jumps in. He shields the wrong way. He still would have died, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But accidentally shields the wrong way.
Yeah.
But takes the death for his AD carry.
Exactly. I definitely think you buy Last Whisper here. There you go. Lod has it. Lord Dominates will be a bit out because he needs a lifesteal item here, so he may be going for...
Yeah. It's rough because buying the BF sword just hurts so much.
Yeah, so he actually has parts...
He wanted BT.
He has parts of 3 different items now.
Yeah.
He has parts of the Mercurial Scimitar, parts of the BT, and parts of Lord Dominic's Regards.
Yeah.
So he's not actually going to complete an item for a large chunk of gold.
And he doesn't have any way to scale up intermittently as well, right? Like, he's now out of item slots until he has the 1,400 gold for Lord Dominic's and the... like 2,000 gold for either BT or Scimitar.
He's sitting on 1,100 right now. So
okay, so he's like literally a minion wave or 2 away from having Lord Dominic's, which is a very big deal.
See if they funnel that into him. OQ is on that top side of the map.
Good blue trinket there. TDK trying to set up a bait for Baron, but the problem is actually a lot of wards in this top jungle from Ember. So they know there's no actual Baron happening, so they can only sit inside this jungle, and Ember are playing a patient game. Cassiopeia needs her Void Staff, I'm pretty sure is going to be the next item. Sitting at 600 gold, has about 2,000 still to go to get that one. Nice double stun. Bijou gaining money. Eats some mushrooms. Not mushrooms, sorry, marshmallows. They look somewhat similar. And start with M. They're like the same thing.
They're both kind of mush.
They're mushy. And not always white, I suppose.
True.
Lots of colors of mushrooms.
You also get those special marshmallows from the store.
Like the flavored ones?
Yeah,
like
extra food coloring.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very festive.
Mm-hmm.
Still, this game, though, there's a lot on the line here. TDK, if they win this one game, they secure their playoff spot. Ember, they've been 6-0 in their last 6 games. This might be a game that they end up dropping here.
Sure.
And if you're going to be trying to get into that playoff spot, you could be playing TDK.
Yeah.
So this might be a preview of the first round of playoffs here between TDK and Ember.
Absolutely true.
When the winner, there's no way you can try to get, the loser has no way to get into promotion. The winner already gets there. So if TDK win this game and then they win the next one, like you said before, it's a great
preview of the first round matchup there. Now, if Ember do drop this game, they are guaranteed exactly 2nd place. They will no longer be able to catch Apex, and they can't fall to 3rd anyway because of the point totals here. TDK, I believe, coming to the day only 1 point ahead of Liquid Academy, if I recall properly. So they would, to guarantee 3rd, would have to 2-0. But, I mean, Liquid has to play Apex.
Crumbs.
Looking for a Baron bait.
Oh.
Nice. OQ continues to play really smart around that W cooldown. He spotted a Elise Kinks. He spotted a Baron bait.
There's a slow.
Really solid stuff. Oh, ulti hits 3. Is this the setup? Crumbs waits on the knockaround. Lod locked up by a few here, taking plenty of damage from Tai. Exhaust comes through, and they actually get him down. They just pile drive Lod. But Tai might lose his life for this one. In fact, is killed off. 80 carry for mid laner. Roughly equal trade because Elise is still alive, and she does plenty of damage to Thornmail Rammus here. Pushing in for the damage, and yes, Solo buying time on the front side. Solo did burn the ulti. He got OQ low and got away, but now Crumbs really wants to kill him. Won't get enough damage down. It is a 1-for-1. Both teams retreating. TDK get wave control, though.
Yeah, both top laners were actually flanking backlines. Solo was fighting OQ the entire time, and then you saw Tai as well as Seraph just dive onto Lod. So the 80 carries were at threat. The one from Ember does go down, and TDK, they keep theirs alive. They end up getting superior numbers in this fight.
But this is the benefit of the team fight ending with better health bars on TDK. Yeah, it's 1-for-1. Yeah, it's a 4v4 afterwards, but TDK would win the next fight. So they had to give away control over Baron, smart with TDK to grab it and then recall back in time. But because it's only 2 dragons each, nothing too big was picked up there.
Slow goes through. Crumbs looked like he could have possibly thrown a barrel there as well. Lod, oh, QSS too early. He QSS after.
Did he QSS a taunt maybe or no?
It looked like he QSS before? He may have been. He may have QSS taunt and then actually got Lissandra ulted. So that was very fast though that they were able to stack those CCs.
Yeah. They still just bought a lot of time. OQ couldn't quite get through him. OQ, of course, who does not have Lord Dominix yet. He went for the lifesteal pickup of Mercurial Scimitar, which is fine. It's a good choice against a Malphite. It helps you survive, and you need the lifesteal at some point. But now, that Yeoman's becomes a slightly worse late-game purchase. Flat armor pen and just raw AD is not the best stats for a 50-minute game. Not that we're there yet, but OQ will at some point want to swap that item out. And again, he needs Lord Dominix.
There it is. There's the last Whisper.
Yep.
Just to help him out a little bit. Lord Dominix completed 4 Lod. Of course, Lod's next power spike, he's sitting on 900 gold, but he's looking for about 2,000 gold before he can even add another item to his inventory.
Let's see what comes up next. I wouldn't be surprised to see him sell BF Sword to finish Scimitar at some point.
And then you just buy a BF Sword item after.
Yeah, I mean, like, so you lose 30% of whatever an item costs when you sell it back. So that's 390 gold. But spending 390 gold to have a Scimitar, yeah, you lose that money, but when every team fight matters this much, it's like you buy a Red Elixir or you buy a Scimitar.
Yep.
Right? And one of those, like, they both cost you money you never get back.
No, I agree.
So, yeah, at a certain point, you just suck it up and you're like, yep, made a wrong choice. Sunk cost is there. We'll see that. Gold Blue trying to act.
Yep.
But Blue Trinket says, yeah, it's cute, but no thanks.
Ember just desperately trying to bait. This is their way back into the game. And possibly winning it is if they get a good enough bait here and they divide TDK and they have access to their backline. They have to protect Golden Glue simultaneously, though.
Yeah. 2 big threats to carry for the other ones to be tanks. Wave cleared away pretty cleanly. TDK knocked that one down. Bishu takes the kill. Casterman goes to him, his 26th CS of the game. Bit of damage to Solo, whose shield is big and has a Banshee as well. Not a lot of work done there. Ember, unfortunate miscommunication. Double trinkets used. And that means all their sweepers are now on cooldown. They can no longer react to Baron Baits for a while. Golden Glue just hit full stack Cassiopeia. 39 minutes in, that's actually a really big buff to have. I'm going to refresh my memory on what that is, and that's the CDR, actually, isn't it? Or, yeah, it buffs the AP bonus, you're right.
Yeah, death cap on death cap.
Yep. Cassio is now sitting at 743 ability power.
Wow.
Still has an open item slot, and hasn't got a blue elixir yet.
Void Staff just completed.
Yeah, that's the big item.
Oh, boy.
And Swifty, so she's really kiteable to Cassiopeia. Golden Glue can really navigate around these fights. Can probably outrun a Rammus in a lot of cases there. Mercury Treads were picked up by Seraph, which is interesting considering it's only 20% tenacity still on 6.3. But wanted to get through the Cassiopeia stuns and the Braum stuns. It makes sense. He's going to be tanking a lot of that hard CC.
Yeah.
He's got move speed anyway. He's already Rammus.
Yeah, if he can take and soak up all of this CC, take Malphite Qs, take Elise Cocoons, and he's good. Oh boy, OQ.
Damage onto stunt, down to 500 health. He's going to get dropped. OQ gets the catch. Unstoppable. 9, 1, and 3. OQ doing so much work for TDK.
So TDK are going to start up the Baron here. There's a Zerat Portal Banner Command minion at the bot side. Solo, he's going to TP in. What angle can he get on this fight?
This is the fight. 4v5. Sweepers, again, used to get rid of these wards. Here comes the team. Stare from the front side. Will he go for the taunt? Yes, he will. Means damage onto Solo. The carries are stacked up, though. Ty and OQ get the double knockup despite the stuns coming earlier. And the Bard ulti buys time. But look at that. The damage from Golden Glue is turned one right back, and Bard is dead. Now to kite away. Crumbs buying a little bit of time. The re-engage from Ty nearly gets down contracts. But a 1-for-1 is what that fight was with Stunt already being dead.
And they're going to turn back onto this Baron. Crumbs doesn't make it over the wall. It's kind of a thick part of the wall. Low HP bars on those Ember members, and that's going to be TDK picking up this Baron for themselves, unless Contracts has something to say about it.
Well, it still loses some health bars here. Golden Glue is, of course, very scary. He's going to jump in. Here's the attempt. Blue team has picked up Baron. That is TDK. They're going to be okay with the Baron picked up. They also killed off Contracts for the attempted steal. Long-term 3-for-1 TDK plus a Baron.
TDK surge out to about a 7,000 gold lead here, and now they have the pushing power and the lack of wave clear on Ember. It's pretty much just Golden Glue. You're going to have Seraph pushing with the Zerat portal, and you might have Ty pushing as well because they both have TP up. You could pull off a 1-3-1 if you're TDK.
Yes, you can. This is scary because you have a Quinn that can kill a Malphite. Finally! We have a Quinn that can kill a Malphite in North America. OQ buying crit. I'm so happy. Lord Dominus Regards is done. He has had Swifties with Alacrity since basically forever.
This is really great because Seraph, they taunt Solo, they actually pump all of their CC into him, and then the ult on the back line.
Really slick.
Damage dealer out. Of course, Crumbs does miss his ultimate because of that barrel. They had the same idea at the same time to get that back line away. And then Bishu does miss his Cosmic Binding follow-up, and that costs his life as well as the stun coming out from Cassiopeia. But that was a really good ultimate there from Bishu.
Yes.
And also Ty, because a lot of the times you're very hesitant as Lissandra to use your ultimate on tanks, but I think some of the best people to use it on are those tanks because they can't run away. They have to soak that damage. I see people use it on Tahm Kench at like 1/3, 1/2 HP, and then everybody focuses him down so he can't great help.
Before he pops the active, exactly.
Like there's great ways to use Lissandra ultimate on tanks, and I don't see enough people use it like that.
Completely agree with you. Completely agree. Well played by TDK, and again, the Crumbs and Bishu ultis that only Bishu's mattered to keep the backline from killing people during the Malphite was huge. And now Team Dragonites will have Dragon number 3. No contest at all. Right now the split push is kind of like a 2-1 split push as the Dragon very slowly dies. There you go, Crumbs. Knocked it down.
Very fast Quinn now, 761 movement speed. Wow.
Did you know?
Oh!
Yeah.
What?
That's our auto, right?
Yeah.
Did you know? Baron's minions gain move speed based on the champion's move speed. They get 90% of your move speed up to a cap. Quinn can make minions run real fast.
Make those waves go real fast.
So like, look, like if you ever see these casters run around again, they'll go real quick when he's in bird form.
This turret's going down. Seraph was able to get a decent amount of damage on it.
And Crumb's buying time. He's just sitting in the wings like, yeah, please CC me. I'm the tank. Thanks very much. And there comes OQ. Wants to kill Lot. Nearly gets him. And he goes down. Ty with the follow-up. This could be the fight that wins TDK the game. But look at Golden Glue. He's picked up one. He's picked up two. He's still alive. He's killing frickin' everybody. Stunt walking away. Golden Glue finally drops. But Solo and Contracts and Stunt 3v1 on Seraph. Golden Glue single-handedly saved that game.
Oh my god. OQ dodges Malphite ultimate, but then he's in a position where Golden Glue is able to collapse on him, and Golden Glue, it's that fed Cassiopeia, it's that late game, and when I say fed, it just means he's fed by the damn timer. He's gotten to the point where he's got 5 items, he's got his stacks.
840 AP.
So Ty doesn't go to the back line. OQ does. Chases him, gets a crit, almost dead. Flashes the Malphite ultimate, but that was Ty using his ultimate, not on Golden Glue, but on to Laud to finish him off. And that was the difference there, is they didn't lock up Golden Glue at all because they needed to finish off Laud because they didn't do that on initial contact.
Crumbs and Seraph just said, we have to kill Cassio, we have to kill Cassio. They turned their attention in, body slam, taunt, everything. And turns out that a 45-minute Rammus has some pretty good ambient damage. Finally knocked her down. Golden Glue is actually... I actually would want to see Golden Glue go for Will of the Ancients this game. I actually think there's some value in him having a little bit of spell vamp on the backside here to survive these longer engagements. He's going for Azonias though instead. Or loot Zeko, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Zonias is a good buy here.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised by loot just because move speed is a really good stat on Cassio.
True. No boot upgrade though, so no alacrity or distortion or anything like that for him.
Yeah, true.
Top lane, GA for Seraph. So,
unkillable.
He's got 450 armor and 297 magic resistance. That's not in defensive ball curl.
He gets like 120 of each when he's in it, right?
Yeah, he's got 570 at that point, and then 400 MR. So, a lot of HP, a lot of effective HP coming into these fights.
Yeah.
He's basically...
Seraph's real effective.
You basically have to do 16,000 damage worth of physical damage to kill Seraph.
Thankfully, Laud and Golden Glue have penetration items. 45% bonus pen for Lord Dominik's. 35% total magic pen from the Void Staff. That's going to help a lot. I'm going to go ahead and say.
So they'll only need to do about 12,000.
Laud still has BF Sword. He got the Recurl Scimitar finally. But he's still sitting on the same BF Sword.
Returning to the scene of the crime. OQ, no flash this time for Solo's ultimate. And they have to pay attention to Golden Glue. They definitely have to watch where he is.
Well, Golden has no sums right now, and the cleanse is still down for like 40 seconds. That's a really big deal because he can't get out of taunt or Lissel.
Seraph is just going to push down this inhibitor, and they're going to use this gigantic minion wave top on TDK's side.
Yeah, who's going to kill him? Bit of damage done up there. That inhib didn't take much damage at the end of things. Taunt on a Solo.
Bot wave is large as well.
They have to watch.
Chunking them out.
They have to watch their carries. OQ back in a bird form. Goes right through the poison and loses it.
Gotta watch out for
left side. Claw goes in, no engage yet. Watch Golden Glue. There's the engage onto OQ. Stun comes in, gets the knockup, and that's OQ getting shields and heals and vaulting around and trying to dodge, but the taunt comes in and it stops Golden Glue, so he doesn't go down until the very end. It's a 2-for-2. Laud is the other threat still alive. He's cutting Crumbs the bot side, but up there, it's Ty back and forth, running away. Seraph goes in. Great jump over the wall by Laud to stay alive. It's a 3 versus 2 right now. It's Solo and Laud only, and he needs to heal up.
So what you do if you're TDK right now is Laud's not going to be able to kill Seraph ever. So what you need to do is you need to run, get these turrets. Rammus is actually a deceptively good tower taker because he gets so much attack damage. Look, he's got 240, and then he uses defensive ball curl, and he goes up to about 270, like you said. So you get 2 inhibitors off of this. So much gain here for TDK, despite it being a fight that was relatively close.
I don't know where I got 270 from. That's weird.
When he's in defensive ball curl, it's 275.
Oh, yeah, okay, it had timed out. I just wasn't watching properly.
Yeah. It's all good. But that was a really interesting fight because there was a dynamic there where OQ with the Wrath Elixir was healing so much up off of his physical damage. He QSS's the knockup, which you can QSS knockups, gains control of his character, walks away, gets a heal, gets, I think that was also, or not Bard, my kills.
Wrong.
And then he's staying alive, and you can see just so much time was bought, and Ty gets to the back line, and Ty's able to kill Golden Glue, which is a huge priority target. So everybody on Ember is diving and trying to kill OQ. Cocoon was used. We also saw Malphite Ultimate used on him, and he stayed alive for so long. And at that point, it's just a game of playing the clock. How long can you stay alive as a squishy member?
Well, now Golden Glue would stay alive a lot longer. He's got Cleanse back up. One of the big things that was huge in the last fight is Seraph had actually taunted Golden Glue during one of those engages, and he's just sitting there not doing anything through taunt. Now here comes the next attempt. 15,000 health on Baron Nashor. TDK going for this one as fast as they can. Solo has TP, is in the bot lane. But can they stop this Baron attempt? Bishu stunned up, good damage from Contracts, but down to 4,000 health.
Nice barrel.
Really, really good barrel. Probably didn't make just completely sure, and there's no chance of a steal. Well played. TDK takes down another Baron. 49 minutes in, 10,000 gold up, but it's how the fights play that matters.
Exactly. They have 2 inhibitors down. This top turret has taken some damage, so they'll be able to push it down rather quickly. But they also have to face 2 Zrot portals on the side of Ember, so they have ways of delaying the super minion waves. See what goes on here. We see Lod picking up the 6th item. Ready to go. Lots of completed items here, so the gold difference isn't actually going to be that large. 2 Zrot portals there for TDK, with Crumbs picking up his own.
OQ knocks one down. He's pushing with Baron minions here. Of course, Quinn good at roaming around the map. Solo on the side.
That's OQ on the other side of the map, though.
Yeah.
OTP, so.
He's going to kill a Nexus if they don't turn around, though. So Ember have to always respect what OQ could do. But OQ, having not a lot of vision inside the base, has to walk away, and he's afraid of getting jumped on for good reason. But because of Ember having to walk back and control the bot lane, they give up control of top. They had to do that, though, and TDK knocked down another turret.
TDK playing the slow game here. We saw them have an explosive mid-game, but they gave time for Cassiopeia to scale up, and some of those fights started going even. But Ember, they lost a hold of that early game due to the camping that Crumbs is doing in that bot lane and the double TPs. So right now, we're seeing pretty much this is where the game gets in those final few minutes. 3 inhibs is going to be the 3rd one going down. What's going to happen in these fights?
And here comes the stun on the Seraph, the Guardian Angel Rammus. Yeah, right, Ember. The knockup comes through onto OQ and Seraph, but a knockback comes around from Gragas. Solo locked up. Ulti in from Stunts Braum, and that's going to be GA popped on Malphite. Seraph taking damage, actually gets his popped as well. Golden Glue has summoners and has an ulti. If they dive Golden Glue, he can kill people. OQ on the wings. 3rd inhibitor goes down. That is enough for TDK.
Yeah, they have Baron buff here. They have multiple super minions. They're able to just push this up so quickly. And if some of their members, you see Ty, he had to back, pick up some goodies, ready to go again.
Keeping back in at full health, has the ulti, doesn't find him to get with it just yet, but the turret's still taking damage. The minion waves are doing so much work here. Will they have the fight? Solo locked around. Seraph really immune to damage here, and Cassio dropped. Golden Glue died. That's a huge deal. Stunts gone as well. A 2 for 0. They're just chasing into the base now. This will be the game. OQ dying or not does not matter anymore. Ty with a double kill. The turret's going down, and would you believe it, TDK in 52 minutes take game 1 over Ember. Such a well-played game.
And TDK secure their playoff spot.
Yep.
You will be seeing this team in playoffs taking down the number 2 team, and they may also be playing this team in the playoffs as that first round to see if they can actually make promotion there. Yeah. Very interesting pickups here on this squad with the flex at the start of the game.
Yeah, so the champs leg was super interesting. OQ played ridiculously well. I mean, super, super impressed by his Quinn play. That was awesome. Crumbs was a big pickup for the squad as well. This team looked a whole lot better. Yeah, okay, it was a little bit slow for part of this game, but they were still coordinating some very good dives into that bot lane, making that happen. Crumbs was in the right place at the right time basically every single time. Mad props to him. All I can say is that was a really cool game by TDK and played really, really well. Ember just couldn't keep their backline up long enough to break through Champion.
And that final fight was the one before, I guess, the one that happened at the Nexus turrets. The one that happened at that final inhibitor was Bishu ultiing, and it landed on Golden Glue. So Golden Glue on the backline was golden for a very long time, and he wasn't able to contribute to that fight, and that's when they were able to kill Solo, pop his GA, no return damage there. Seraph is just running around, taking so much damage. And this Rammus pickup, despite Seraph not being so much of a tank player, it ended up being a fantastic pick there. Like, I'm actually excited to see a lot more Rammus, but I don't want to play against him. because he looks so difficult to kill. That final fight, he's walking up to Golden Glue and 2 turrets and Laud and taking so much damage it didn't even matter.
So let's GA pop. Well, that's the thing is, like, as much as Seraph isn't a true tank player, Rammus plays like Lissandra, right? You jump into the enemy team, you lock someone up for like 7 seconds straight, and then you just turn invincible for a while.
He's a really good flank player.
Yeah. Yeah, Seraph was really good. And the thing is, it wasn't Seraph who was getting the early ganks off. He was just making sure that Solo couldn't show up, because that was the only other teleport. He's just making sure that Malphite can't arrive, and everyone else does all the hard work, and Seraph doesn't get any kill credit, but, like, legitimately was part of the reason those fights still happened. Honestly, it's a full team effort by TDK. Ty survived his lane, then was part of the dive squad later on, did serviceably well. Bishu, honestly, pretty impressed for a first-time competitive Bard from him. And again, like, Bard is one of those harder champions to pick up, so props to him to have the dedication to the role, to pick up one of the harder champions to play in that role, find, you know, a non-easy support to play, because again, it was Braum, Alistar, Janna up until now. So, you know, branching out, and yeah, very clutch ults, some solid Qs, some missed, but I mean, still a pretty reasonable play from him.
Ultis were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, his ultis were definitely good, and then his laning phase was actually pretty good as well. His uses of the magical journey were
good journeys.
Good. They were really good.
Totally agree.
There was never a magical journey where I went, that one helped instead of actually that one like hurt him. And
help the enemy team. I know what you meant.
Yeah. None of those. I didn't see too many of those. I actually don't think I saw any of those. I thought he actually did a really good job with them. So shout out to that. And I mean, this is a squad that, you know, they've had 3 different mid laners now. So there was a point where maybe they were talking about, Bishu, do you want to go back to mid lane? But he's been dedicated to that role.
Yep, and done well doing it. So massive props there. Talking about the implications of what this game ended up doing is it guaranteed Ember ends exactly at 2nd place. TDK, they will get 3rd if they win their next game. They guarantee, so they're in the playoffs for sure, but they guarantee 3rd seed if they win the next game, or if TLA doesn't 2-0.
Yep.
So either of those situations, either win a game or TLA just doesn't 2-0 Apex, which is going to be hard in the first place. It also means that Apex has secured 1st place for themselves because Ember can't catch them. So play picture starting to take shape. There's only 1 playoff spot left open. It also means we cannot have a 3-way tie. TDK would have had to go 0-2 for the 3-way tie. So there will only be 1 tiebreak game, if at all, which would be if Enemy and Dream Team went 1-1 and just tied themselves because they came into the day tied in the first place. Or I believe you can still, only one of those teams can tie TLA because one of them went 1-1, 1-0-2'd the TLA.
Yeah, it's Enemy.
So Enemy, if they 2-0, can tie TLA based on how many points TLA gets, and they can battle for that last playoff spot, which is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
So we can have a tie-off, we can have a tiebreaker for last place or a tiebreaker for the 4th playoff spot. And we'll see what that ends up being after our next few series come through. Overall, though, it's just, hey, we're singing TDK's praises. Talking about Ember, good laning phase. That early game contract was super solid, but they never found anything to do mid-game because of all the engaged threat from TDK. They just never found a way in.
Yeah, I think that their draft actually ended up getting a little bit fumbled about, and then they found, like, Solo's really our only big engage tool, and then we counter-engage and back up, and it's like a defensive Braum, and you have an Elise that lands cocoons and really
it's hard being the defensive team.
So it was very difficult for them to push the issue when they had that tiny lead, because they're still waiting for Cassio to scale. So I definitely think that the draft was a little cheeky there by TDK, but they ended up using that edge that they had gained instead of squandering it.
Yeah, Ember playing a more defensive team meant they had to keep the wave control going the entire time, and you can snowball just from laning phase leads and do it kind of like how Immortals does it, where they're just always knocking turrets minions down. Didn't happen for Ember. Great first game here by TDK, but now we're going to take a quick step away while the teams regroup for round 2 between Ember and Team Dragonites, so don't go anywhere. North American Challenger Series continues right after this. Turret's turned off. Laud knocked into the wall. Tries to juke away. Gets a couple auto attacks down, but they're just going to blow him up right away. Waits on the knockaround. Laud locked up by a few here, taking plenty of damage from Ty. Exhaust comes through, and they actually get him down. They just pile drive Laud. Wants to kill Laud, nearly gets him, and he goes down. Ty with the follow-up. This could be the fight that wins TDK the game, but look at Golden Glue. He's picked up 1, he's picked up 2, he's still alive. He's killing frickin' everybody. There's the engage onto OQ. Stun comes in, gets the knockup, and that's OQ getting shields and heals and vaulting around. Locked around, Seraph really immune to damage here, and Cassio dropped. Golden Glue died. That's a huge deal. Stun's gone as well, a 2-for-0. And would you believe it, TDK in 52 minutes take game 1 over Ember.